Though it seems Nigel Farage has changed his mind on mass deportations. Last year he was against them. He said, not viable, the media will hold me to the fire for decades. Now he's changed his mind. Why is that? Well, let's get into the ITV report and break it down.
His party may only have 4 MPs, but Nigel Farage's Reform UK is leading the polls and preparing for government. Dozens of his councillors came to this aircraft hangar in Oxford today as he unveiled an aggressive plan to stop illegal migration.
Oh my God, even like a news outfit like ITV is ceding ground or accepting the framing of illegal migration. No, it's not illegal. They're allowed here. That's why they are here. They're processed. And Tories created the policy where they have to be, basically housed in hotels whilst they wait to be run through the application system. It's that simple. Like, already ceding ground to the right, which we shouldn't be doing.
The only way we will stop the boats is by...
Why is this the priority at the moment? Like, there's so much going on in the UK. Cost of living crisis, housing, employment. Like, why isn't he talking about employers paying their employees a fair wage? Obviously, he won't do that. Obviously, he's not going to talk about climate change because he's paid by fossil fuel companies. Like, what about real issues that impact people on a daily basis instead of just the fascist scapegoating of refugees, which happened 100 years ago with Jews? Like, it's so blatant what it is. Like, why aren't they just calling it out? Like, ITV have a responsibility to criticize this and go, wait a minute, this reminds me of something in the past.
Detaining and deporting absolutely anyone that comes via that route. And if we do that, the boats will stop coming within days, because there will be no incentive.
Yes, and nothing will get better. We'll still have a dead economy. Housing prices will still be massively high. Wages will be low. We'll still have climate change and many problems that we're unable to deal with. But his fans think, oh yeah, this will solve all of my problems in life. No, it's a scapegoat. It's so obvious. Like, they've been doing this for hundreds of years. Please wake up, people. It's so obvious.
Incentive to pay a trafficker.
A Reform government would seek to deport 600,000 people over 5 years. It would do this by leaving the European Convention on Human Rights and disapplying other treaties. Newly built detention centres at former RAF bases.
Yeah, no discussion about why these refugee conventions actually were built in 1951. Like, maybe because there was a Holocaust, maybe we treat humans like humans. Again, they talk about Christian values. Like, even Rupert Lowe was saying this, we're going to bring back Christian values. Is that not treating people, love thy neighbor, treat everybody the same, essentially? Like, everyone's equal under the eyes of God? Like, what is going on?
Would house illegal migrants. For 6 months, the government would pay them to leave the UK voluntarily before striking returns agreements with countries like Afghanistan and Iran to forcibly deport people.
How far back does this go? Where do you draw the line? You say you're going to deport everyone who's arrived here illegally. What are the parameters for that?
How far back you go with this is the difficulty, and I accept that. And the next question that Zia and I will get asked is, what about those that are here illegally and have got children? So, I'm not standing here telling you all of this is easy.
Oh my God. Yeah, no answers. See, that's the thing. Like, when you actually think, oh, these are people, like 600,000 people over, like, these are people with family, lives, dreams. These are actually people, like, they could be your neighbors. It could be your colleague. You could be a Reform voter, and it could be your boss that you really like, treats you well, pays you well. And it's like, oh, they're being deported. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the other brown people, not the good browns that I like, that I know. Like, it's so impractical and morally repugnant, by the way. Just morally repugnant. Like, disgusting.
And would it be easy or humane to deport those fleeing violence and persecution?
It is not our job right, to be responsible for how other governments, other leadership regimes in different parts of the country, how they operate.
You would face some, if you sent someone back to a country and they then were tortured or they were killed, you would face some.
Christian values, ladies and gentlemen. Christian values, fairness, democracy, so-called Western values.
Responsibility for that.
Is that more important than protecting British women and girls? No. We will protect British women and...
Okay, what are your policies? You've got no policies for protecting British women and girls. Like, you've got no policies. You asked about it. It's like, we have to have No, you don't give a fuck about them.
girls. End of story.
Reform's deportation plans would mean ripping up existing human rights laws, which some lawyers say would be a step backwards.
I think it would be a bad day for Britain. How would Britain be seen?
Why that neutral framing? Like, it's a step backwards. Rolling back of human rights. Oh, it is a step backwards. What the fuck is going on? How is this real? Like, it should be in a TV section of a film. Like Viva Vendetta. It's insane.
You know, we condemn countries and their leaders as being despotic when they refuse to sign up to some of those treaties. I think it would be a really grim day.
Almost 30.
Yes, it will. And that's, luckily, it ain't happening. Like, that's the good thing. This isn't happening. Like, they're not going to get it through. Already, you're seeing a massive schism between Rupert Lowe, who's more popular than Farage. You're going to see the split massively between Rupert Lowe on one hand, Ben Habib, and then Farage, because people don't trust Farage. He said no mass deportations, and now all of a sudden, do you think they believe him? I mean, they're pretty stupid, but they're not that stupid.
1,000 people have arrived in the UK by small boat this year, a record high number the Labour government is under pressure to bring down.
We have a plan. It is starting to produce tangible.
Or frame it in the way that, okay, we should have a discussion about that. Should we take our fair share? How do we fund this? Tax wealth, tax billionaires, people nom-doms, people who don't pay taxes here, who get a free ride. That's the conversation we should be having here. Like, do we want to be a country that values, like, human rights? And, should we look back in history and say, okay, when things have gone a bit wrong, should we learn our lessons, maybe? No? Okay, great.
Results. We're confident it will work, that will reduce net migration over the Parliament, that will end the use of hotels for asylum accommodation. And we'll get on, as I said, with the admittedly unglamorous but practical steps that are required to bear down on this problem.
Yeah, again, weak. It's just like you need to be like saying, no, we're part of the 1951 Refugee Convention. We've got a responsibility to the world and a moral responsibility as a fair nation who treats people, the most needy, as humans, and we're going to fund this. There's a backlog from COVID, the Tory party, and we're doing our best. It's difficult. The far right are mobilizing on this. They're weaponizing this. They don't care about our women and girls. We need to do the right thing for everyone, the whole world. Like, have a bigger picture plan, but they don't get... Labour are literally ceding ground to Farage. You cannot win this game.
Nigel Farage insists his deportation plans are realistic.
Yeah, like Brexit was. Like everything Farage says, yes, realistic. Yes. Cheaper food, clothing, shoes the next day after leaving Brexit. If you trust anything Farage says, I'm sorry, I have a bridge to sell you.
And will be popular enough to help him become Prime Minister.
OK, well, let's go to Harry, who's still at Oxford this evening. Harry, Nigel Farage warned of public disorder. Very eye-catching headline, that. What has the government had to say about it?
Well, the Prime Minister's spokesperson says he disagrees with that assessment. Keir Starmer, we're told, is angry about the use of hotels housing asylum seekers like this one here in Oxford, and the government has pledged to end their use by the end of this.
Well, he's in power. He can do something about it. He can go, OK, well, we're going to take a little bit of money from military spending, maybe. A bit from maybe Trident. I don't know. Like, there's money. That's the thing. If you want to, the political will, there's money there. And do you want to pump as much as you can in, as much as is appropriate, to actually process these people? And then we can have a conversation, a mature conversation about the impending, potentially, impending refugee crisis that comes with climate change. And then we can talk about climate change and how that's going to impact the world and increase 1 billion displaced people across the world in the next century. Because this is bigger than just, oh, small boats. Like, we have a responsibility as a wealthy country to do our bit.
Parliament. It is true there have been protests outside hotels like this over the summer. Nigel Farage, I think, believes there is growing public anger about this issue, and that's why he's announced this policy intervention today.
Great. No one else. Just take what he says as real or based in reality, or like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't watch television, but is this news? Is this what people are hearing? This enables Farage. You should be criticizing it. It's like, actually, yeah, this is bad. Human rights broadly are a good thing, which I can't believe I'm fucking saying that.
So what are the other parties' policies on immigration then, Harry?
Well, the Labour Party, both in opposition and now in government, its long-standing policy has been to smash the gangs. It says it wants to try and prosecute and disrupt smuggling gangs. It's also detained around 100 illegal migrants that it plans to deport to France within the coming weeks as part of a new one-in, one-out deal. The government's also looking at tightening how the European Convention on Human Rights is applied. The Conservatives, they say they'll deport anyone who arrives illegally to Rwanda and also deport...
God, what the fuck is going on? It's like they don't give a shit. Like, they know that the right-wing media loves this, and it's like, oh, we've got to, like, have some balls and just be like, actually, no, we're going to set the agenda. This is... But again, Labour can't because they're cooks to capital and the billionaire class. So they have to be like, yeah, bloody migrants. Oh, God. These bloody small boats. Oh, what are Labour for? What the fuck are Labour doing? Like, there's no difference between the Tories, Labour and Reform at this point. Like, literally.
Any immigrant who breaks the law on UK soil. And Kemi Badenoch is expected to announce that her party plans to withdraw from the ECHR at her party's conference next...
Fuck my life. Oh, God. Yeah, people are going to vote for the Tories now. They're leaving the ECHR. Yes. She's back, baby. She's back.
Next month, the Lib Dems, they plan to establish safe routes for refugees. They believe that will make illegal crossings redundant.
Wow. What a novel idea, actually, establishing safe... Fuck me. Actually treating people as people. Wow. Wow.
And they will allow asylum seekers to work in the UK if a decision takes over 3 months. The Greens, they also want to establish safe routes and will only deport foreigners who commit serious crimes. Now, Reform's policy is certainly the most radical of the major parties in the UK. In part, they want to try and influence the debate and move the debate in their direction.
Yeah, and they are. They're seed, and people are seeding ground. Labour's seeding ground. You can't win this game with fascists because it's not about the migrants. It's not about actually solving issues. It's about scapegoating. It's about hatred. That's it. That's all they care about. If it's not small boats, it's Muslims, it's transes, it's woke, it's the left, it's the they need a constant fight. They need a constant enemy. And they've got it. But the real enemy is the wealthy. The people with all the money, all the power, who are ruining the country, who have gutted the economy, doubled their wealth since COVID, don't give a fucking shit about you, and want you to blame migrants. Oh, it's the poor little Eritrean on the boat who's making your life harder. No, it's not. No, it's not. On that note, smash like if you're against fascism, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.